Hey guys, so yeah, the post that I had made earlier, about your, I guess, imperfections, in a sense, what you don't like about yourself, it is something that, like, hits home for me, because a lot of my life, I did feel that way, and I don't want others to feel that sense that there are things about them that can't be loved. Yeah, so I am really nervous making this video, and I guess I wanted to do something for you guys that may be slightly beneficial. I hope it does maybe make you realize that you guys are definitely amazing people. So many of you have touched my heart, and I can't even begin to describe the friendships that I've made. Yeah, so I spent the last hour and a half-ish, maybe, trying to figure out what I could do. So I wrote a bunch of chicken scratch in this little thing. And I tried to hit up all the points possible. So yeah, here it goes. One of the main ones was weight loss, losing weight. A lot of people wish that. I know I have. But one in particular was losing weight from being on disability. And I wanted to say that you have been dealt a bad hand. It really is unfortunate, and that sucks, and I'm really sorry. But it does make you a stronger person. You understand a lot more, I feel like. And being stronger is definitely something that everybody strives to be, and it's a beautiful thing. It really is. Strength. I'm really nervous. Okay. Being more outgoing and less fearful and shy. Hi, that's totally me. I guess if you weren't as shy as you are, if you were more outgoing, you most likely wouldn't have been here in this little group. And I'm personally glad you're in here because I get to meet you. And yeah. And shyness can be really cute, so that's not necessarily a bad thing. Better looks. So what necessarily is better? Everyone has a different perception of beauty, myself included. And to the right person, you're going to be perfect. You're going to be beautiful. It's not going to matter if you're overweight, underweight, if you have acne, if you have stretch marks. None of that matters. You are beautiful. Chub, fat, fluff. I call it fwa-fwa, which is the onomatopoeia in Japanese for fluffy. You enjoy food, and you know what? That's okay. I do too. It's good. And I mean, I have no idea what I just wrote right there. Improving life situations. So you've made it this far, which is really awesome. And the fact that you're acknowledging that you want to improve your life just shows that you're one step closer. And I believe you can achieve whatever you want if you really do want to, and as long as you do acknowledge that. Liking heels. So they make your legs look really fucking good, right? And I wanted to say something about, being of one sex and wearing what's specific to your gender, supposedly. Once pants were only for women, and there was a woman that went against that, and she decided to start making trousers. She went against the odds, and she pretty much came out on top, I'd say. You might know of Coco Chanel. That was her. She started the trend for women wearing pants, and she's a freaking legend. I mean, come on. So don't feel bad about it. Being judgmental. Sometimes we do need to protect ourselves out of instinct. You're a woman that knows what she wants, It's okay. Noses. I hated mine for the longest time. But it adds character. Everybody's is slightly different, and they're perfect for kissing. And I don't know, I like to be kissed on the tip of the nose, I guess. And, the right person's gonna show you that they absolutely love it. So, anxiety. That's a really tough situation in general. I know I battled it for a really long time. I have several friends that do, and the experience of it is just, it's not something you can describe to somebody that hasn't really necessarily been through it. But in a way, I guess, it kind of helps you make more of a precise, careful judgment, instead of reacting. Yeah, it sets you apart a little bit, but that's not a bad thing. And eventually somebody is going to understand that about you, and they're going to love you for it regardless. I'm saying a lot. That's a nervous tick of mine. But somebody's going to want to love you, and somebody's going to want to protect you, and anxiety or not, that's who you are, and that's okay. Tempers. You have passion, and you feel something, that's okay too. Feeling's a normal, beautiful thing. And personally, I think it's a lot better than being numb to the world. Being an asshole. You've been hurt. And that, I feel like, tends to really harden a lot of people. But you have a story as to why you react in that way. And that, in and of itself, makes you a very unique individual. And maybe focus more on that story instead of perhaps, feeling like you have to lash out in a way. Being taller. Yeah, okay. Being short, you gotta be a better cuddler. You can be cuddled a lot easier. And nothing's ever too short for us, is it? No high waters, that kind of thing. Being lazy. Sometimes I feel that way too. But at least you're taking time for yourself. There's a lot of people who get so caught up in work and the hustle and bustle of life that they don't take that moment to just kind of hang out. So sometimes you need that. It's okay. Being smarter. I've known a lot of really smart people, and sometimes it can tend to get really intimidating. Sometimes it is difficult to grasp the concept of what they're talking about, and honestly, it makes me feel dumb too. But if you want to be smarter, I mean, I think you're intelligent enough in and of itself, but perhaps people wouldn't be able to understand you as well as they do now. Facial scars, which I personally think scars are so beautiful. It's a unique characteristic. Not everybody has the same scar. Every scar tells a different story, and that story makes you who you are, and someone's going to cherish that. Hair. At least you have some. And who doesn't love running fingers through hair? I mean, it feels good, you know? Being a procrastinator means you're having a good time with life, and from all the procrastinators I've known, you're usually really, really good at thinking on your feet, and you're good under pressure. And there may be a time where, you know, somebody needs somebody that can think really quickly like that. Being reserved, I see it as a quality of refinement. Typically, people that are reserved are really good at holding an in-depth conversation, and that's something I appreciate. So, being nervous meeting people. People that are nervous around me are typically the cutest people in the whole world. I really like it. Most other people I know love it as well. It's a charming quality. Having a lack of motivation. Sometimes that means you're trying to figure your life out, and that is such a deep concept in general. It's okay to take your time doing that. Talking to girls. Well, you're working on it right now because I'm talking to you specifically. If you want to talk more, you know where to find me. Being the weight that you used to be. You may not be the same person if you were that same weight, what have you. I mean, I went from being a size 1 to a size like 18, and then I lost 75 pounds, and then I gained a little bit back. I mean, everybody's going to struggle with something, and curves are beautiful. Whether you're skinny, whether you're bigger, it doesn't matter. They're beautiful. Look at art. I mean, it's plastered all over that. Being able to drive and maintaining the weight that you had after battling cancer. I'm glad you're still here. That takes a strength that I personally cannot imagine. And to me, that matters the most. That's a lot more than most other people can say about themselves, and it shows that you're a big fighter. So keep going. Oh, another thing about anxiety. Kissing lowers it. So those of you in relationships with anxiety, you should totally get on that. Feeling the body degrading, to me, that's kind of a sign of the fact that you've lived a life everybody's is going to degrade at some point. But the fact that it may be happening sooner than you want it to be, it's tough. I mean, I feel the same way sometimes, but when I look back at it, I have a story as to why. So personally, I think it's a way of saying that, hey, I've lived, you know? Okay. Virginity. That's so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Whoever you do end up with is really lucky. That is one of the greatest gifts you can give somebody. There's nothing to be embarrassed about with that. Nothing. Stretch marks, loose skin. Like I said, I've been there. I've got more stretch marks than you can possibly imagine. But those are your victory marks. That is something that you can be proud of. They're your battle scars. Don't hate yourself for something that you've done beneficial for yourself. Okay, hating yourself. Apparently my battery's running low. Okay. So there's someone else that loves every inch of you and they want to get to know you, and until you start to understand how beautiful you are, they're not going to be able to have that opportunity. Every person is beautiful. Everyone. Whether it's physically, I mean, come on. Don't be shallow. In here, like, everybody has something that makes them so unique and so beautiful that you can be loved, and I hope you can find that within yourself. Depth perception, free drugs, yeah, okay. I struggle with that too when I don't wear my glasses. I run into so much shit that I know is in front of me, but sometimes it can be fun. Being bored is typically, to me, a quality of creative people. Having ADD and ADHD, basically, it makes you an individual. But you're also a superhero that can multitask like no other person I know. Disliking your eyes. That is the doorway to the soul. And in my opinion, the eyes are basically a journal of who you are. It's stunning, regardless of what color they are, how they look. It's beautiful. Okay, so roommates were coming in and out. So rest of the video, okay. So having knots in your hair. I work in a salon. Girls really like to play in hair, so yeah, if your hair is really long, a girl's probably gonna like that. She'll probably want to play in it, all that kind of stuff, and it'll help get rid of your knots. Yay! Okay. Being uncomfortable with your body. It is unique to yourself. It encases your soul. So that's pretty incredible when you think about it. You know, anywhere you go, anything you do, it's your body that pretty much allows you to do that. It lets you experience life. Being dependent on love, it just means that you believe in it, and you're capable of it, which is definitely a gift. There's some people that don't believe in love. Sometimes I am guilty of that. So just the fact that you can, I'm slightly envious, you know, but maybe I'll figure it out. I keep saying I apologize. Being clingy. So I personally sometimes like it, especially since I tend to be a runner in many situations. But it just means that you're really, really caring. You really care about the person. And, you know, you're there for people. I know from experience that you are. So I just want to say, you guys are each so unique, so fascinating. You all have different qualities that I find beautiful. That's Susu. I hope that you can find that within yourselves. I hope this helps a little bit. If not, I'm sorry. So yeah, bye.